Hello, I'm back for another show. This one's called 2004 Topps Originals, starting out with my oldest card, the 73 Boog Powell, numbered to 17. I'm going to try and go through these real fast, just giving a showing of them. Davy Lopes, I think this one's numbered to, what is it, 40 or 71, 78 or 77 Topps, something like that. I'm just going through them too fast. The Bert Campaneris, number 1 of 107, pretty freaky. Bert Campaneris was a decent player. Going to try and give you a little bit of history. Buddy Bell here on the 93 out of 135. He played for the Indians, obviously, coached the Rockies. Then we have a Hall of Famer, Dennis Eckersley, number 17 out of 40. On the, I think it's the 1979 Topps, 1980, something like that. I don't know. I'm just going so fast and I'm not really interested in Bobby Grinch, numbered 70 here. Kind of just trying to show him real fast, not really too much. Another Hall of Famer, Raleigh Fingers, 15, 6 out of 15. Not really trying to sell these, I'm just trying to show them. Here's the Rod Carew, numbered to 21, 4 out of 21, very Hall of Famer. A lot of good ones. Vita Blue here was a decent pitcher with the Chicago. No, was it? Did he pitch for Chicago? No, Oakland and San Francisco. I don't remember exactly. I have all this information I'm trying to run through. Dave Kingman, very good home run record guy. Isn't going to make the Hall of Fame, probably should have. But here's another Red Sox guy, Jim Rice. Hard to find his autos on a decent card. 33 out of 120 something. Here's another Hall of Famer, does ESPN stuff now, Joe Morgan. This one's pretty limited, out of 32. You don't find his autographs. This is one of my favorite ones of them, Al Hrabosky, the Mad Hungarian, as you can see, he wrote. There was 38 of these. That was the number 2 one. Here's probably a Hall of Famer, should have been. Dave Parker, played with Willie Stargell on the team We Are Family back in that year. We're moving on to Steve Garvey. I've been hearing a lot of him coming up and down now. This is number out of 122. I think that's the 82 Topps. I'm almost certain there. This is the 83 Mookie Wilson, numbered out of 41, as you can see. He was the guy who I'll bring back later and talk to you about something. Louis Tiant, he was a very deceptive pitcher. This is his last year card, which is very important to me. I actually opened the pack with this on it. Numbered out of 50 something. Here we move on to Cesar Geronimo, a very decent Big Red Machine guy. Played with the Big Red Machine, has a beautiful autograph. And then we're moving on to Ray Knight. He played on the 86 Mets team. He won that World Series. And again, I'll talk more about that as you'll see when it comes on. Numbered out of 36. Doug DeCinces, he was an Oriole Angel, my team Angels. Numbered out of, what, 70 something here. Then we move on to a decent one. Right, this is a very good one, numbered again 83. Darrell Evans, a guy who gets very little respect. His cards are very inexpensive for what reason, I don't know. He should hit over 300 homers, should almost be in the Hall of Fame. Carney Lansford, he was a very decent Red Sox, we can see that. I got a second one of them, so I'm going to skip that one. Then we have Tim Wallach, played with the Expos, which no longer exists, the franchise. So we move on to the Washington Nationals there. Then we have Steve Yeager, catcher for the Dodgers, mid-70s onward. Here we move on to Bucky Dent, the man with the fair foul ball guy. He was in one of the biggest comebacks in history for a team with the Yankees. All you Yankee fans know that. Then we have Bob Wilson, who was also a Yankee at one time. Numbered pretty limited there. There's so much I could talk about that I'm trying to go through so fast without making this 100 miles. 60. This is Sparky Anderson, another Hall of Famer guy. Then we move on to Mike Scott, a very good strikeout pitcher, numbered out of 55. He was a very decent pitcher for a very long time. Ron Guidry, I'm pretty sure he's coaching somewhere now. I don't know if I may actually have to make this into 2 segments because I'm running out of time. Bob Gritch, another one of his cards. Darrell Evans, we talked about him. Moving on quick. Here's another year Bucky Dent, autograph out of 63. Trying to move on here pretty fast. George Foster, numbered out of 112. I don't even know if I'll be able to finish this without having to make another segment. Fergie Jenkins, Hall of Famer. That was a very rare one. Mickey Rivers, another decent Yankee for a long time. Great coach here, Whitey Herzog with the St. Louis Cardinals. Then we have Chet Lemon, who, as you can see, that's out of 42. Pretty hard autograph for that one. And then we're moving on again. Davey Lopes, I keep saying that because I'm trying to keep it going. Numbered out of 15. Pretty limited card. Then we have another Bob Watson, numbered out of 64. Ken Griffey, we know Junior just hit 600 homers. They're up there with the Bonzes in the sense of all-time family homers. Jesse Barfield, who has a son in the league now, Josh. I think he played on the World Champions when they won it with the Blue Jays. I'm almost certain. Gary Matthews Jr. and Gary Matthews Sr. here. Moving on to Mike Boddicker. Great pitcher with the Orioles for quite a while. And then we move on to another Steve Garvey year in the Padres uniform. The two of the teams he played for, numbered out of 129. So then we go on to Tim Raines, great speed demon, stole a lot of bases, numbered out of 43. Another Darrell Evans, pretty limited numbers there. Here we move on to the number 1 out of 37, Andy Van Slyke out of the 86 Topps. Moving on to Brooke Jacoby, he's a great Indian guy, pretty limited out of 100. Alan Trammell was a great Tiger with Mr. Whitaker Lou. Here's a Charlie Huff, numbered out of 66. I actually have another one, but here's one of my favorite cards of all, the Bill Buckner 86, because it was through his legs year, numbered out of 63, so you probably may only see that once in your life. Here's a nice Tommy Hearn, numbered out of 28 for the 86 year. Here's a traded Steve Yeager, numbered to 100. I got 2 of these. Again, we talked about him already. Great catcher. Moving on to one of the great all-time saves guys, Lee Smith out of the 87 set, which is one of my favorite years. I have 2 of those. Here's a great pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, Jimmy Key. I'm getting close to time where I have to shut down. I'm hoping this Tim Raines, 211 out of the 87. Andy Van Slyke, 87. Ron Darling, great pitcher with the Mets. That was the year following the ball through the legs. Kevin Bass, you don't see a lot of his, numbered to 74. Harold Reynolds, something happened with him at ESPN, but there's his 87 card. One of my favorites, beautiful autographs, Brett Saberhagen, numbered out of 200 and something. Here's Cecil Fielder, great player. His son's in there, Prince, now. Moving on to Corey Snyder, was another great power hitter, struck out too much though. Leon Durham, hard auto to find of his. Here's Frank Viola, pitched with the Twins, I think with the Kirby Puckett. Here's a guy who's doing ESPN, Oral Hershiser. Moving on to Gary Matthews Sr., another one of his. Another Brooke Jacoby. I got 2 of those, and they're consecutive numbers, so I'm just going to skip one. Eric Davis had colon cancer. Darryl Strawberry, we know about his son's out. I'm about ready to cut it off without finishing because I just have so many. Maybe I'll make another one. Maybe I'll just leave it at the end of the 87s. Tony Fernandez. Pete Incaviglia, his actual only, besides his rookie year autograph in the set. I got 2 of those. Here's a Ron Kittle. He was another great hitter. In about another minute, I'm going to shut it down. Mookie Wilson, he was that guy through the legs. Darren Dalton, I've been hearing weird stuff about him. He's gone psychotic. I got 3 of those, so I'm going to skip 2 of them. Then we move on to George Bell. You just saw 2 of them fall. He was a great player. Tommy Hearn, another one of his. Steve Saxon, last but not least. Here we go with the number card, 193 out of 193.